everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I was thinking I would wrap up my April TBR and maybe we could blindly pick my May TBR with my TBR jar. I'm hoping that sounds cool with you. Let's get started. So let's wrap up April's reading month, okay? Now I'm pretty proud of this month, to be honest with you. Let's see what I read. Oh my goodness, I read quite a bit. I read officially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, potentially 8 books this month. Let's get started. First off, for the month of April, I read The Teacher by Tim Sullivan. You saw me pick this out and I loved it. Absolutely adored it. I gave this 4 stars because it was a 4 stars. It absolutely was a 4 stars. I'm trying to think what happened now. Oh yes, oh yeah, huge twist. Wasn't expecting it, threw me completely for a loop. Halfway through this book, I immediately went to have a look when his next books were being released. His next book in this, I believe it's called The Bookseller, had just been released, so downloaded that immediately. I can't get enough of Tim Sullivan's DS cross thrillers. The way they're written, the twists, the way that he works out how things actually happen, fantastic. Book number 1. Book number 2 I read this month is a short story from the Faraway collection called The Princess Game, which I shall pop up here for you. These I downloaded on my Kindle as something really quick to read when, like, in between picking books. I read 2 or 3 of them in March. Didn't know how I felt about them, and I just remembered this one being, well, so you know how all the fairy tales we know from when we were younger are actually all quite sinister from the Grimm brothers book of tales, I believe it's called. Well, it's kind of like that. It's taken all of the stereotypical fairy tales and just made them 21st century, weirder and more weird. So I believe I gave that a 2 stars. Oh, I gave it 3 stars. Okay, I don't know, I must have really liked that one. This one was about, there are no happy endings for the princesses of Chaminade High. In this short, twisty tale of teenage murder games by the New York I'm not even going to read this out to you because I remember this was so boring and I don't know why I decided to rate it 3 stars. I can't even remember what happened, that's how good it was. But technically that's my second book, even though it was a novella. Third up is an audiobook that I downloaded on Libby. This is the first audiobook I have downloaded or listened to in quite a while, so I was quite excited actually. This is called Local Woman Missing by Mary Kubica. That was very interesting. I rated this book 3 stars. Now, 3 stars is still good. My only issue with this book was there was a lot of build-up, a lot of stuff, a lot of plot holes that I got to the end and thought, well, what about that? And we didn't even ever find out about that. Although, I believe I gave it 3 stars because when we got to the end I thought, oh my god, was not expecting that. And it wasn't even something I could have guessed. It was completely out there for what was going on. We were fed information and characters acting a certain way for the majority of the book, and then all of a sudden towards the end, boom, madness. Honestly, couldn't believe what I'd read. Deary me. So that was the 3rd book of April. Moving on to the 4th is the long-awaited Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. I believe I read this in about 2 days. This was absolutely fantastic, and you might be able to see here, but I have gone and gotten the 3rd and 4th book in the series as well. And you're asking, but Jess, there is a 2nd book, and I'm going to tell you, I know, but I'm not paying full price for it in WH Smith when these were £3.50 each in the works, and it's £2.50 or something like that on Amazon. Bear with me, I'm patient. I will wait until it's either back in stock on the works or I buy it from Amazon, we'll see. Done and Dusted, I rated a 3 stars purely because I felt that this was a, what do they call it, insta-love? Considering it's brother's best friend who actually hate each other, all of a sudden it seems to be that she's come home, looked at him and gone, oh, the love of my life, and then spent the rest of the book denying it. So I got my filming buddy back, if you can see. Oh. Okay, see ya. Anyway, back to Done and Dusted. It was a bit insta-love for me, but I did really like how the whole dynamic of this small town family, the Ryder family, were like blossoming throughout the book. There was a lot of, I wouldn't call it character development. I think it really honestly was just some of the characters coming to realizations about things. It most definitely set me up so well for Swift and Saddled, Wild and Wrangled, and Lost and Lassoed. I'll get there. That's why it was a 3 stars. Quite even, I'd say. What did I read next, you ask? I read Good Bad Girl by Alice Feeney. Now, this was only 304 pages, and I can guarantee you I spent this much of the book with just as much information as what I had on the blurb. And that was incredibly frustrating, and the only reason I continued reading was because I trust in Alice Feeney. I found that when I read Daisy Darker, there was like a labyrinthine type twist ending. So I had a feeling that would be the same with this, and it was the same with this. And I was definitely like, oh, wasn't expecting that. But it just didn't give me that like, whoa, you know? It just didn't give me that wow factor that a thriller would, where I sit there and go, oh my goodness, I didn't expect that. So I rated this a 3 stars again. We've had a pretty average month of reading. I'm not mad about it. It wasn't a bad book. Next up, I read the beloved Strawberry Patch Pancake House, and I loved it. I loved it enough to spill my tea on it. This one I rated a 4 stars, rightly so. It was nearly a 5 star, to be honest, apart from the fact, and I wrote this in my review on Fable, I'll link my Fable down below. I wrote this in my review on Fable that I believe, again, it kind of felt like insta-love. And it wasn't insta-love in the sense that they saw each other and fell in love and they got into it immediately. It was insta-love in the fact that everything that happens in this book is over 10 months, 11 months. And if you've read it, you'll know like, oh my god, that's a lot. And it was slightly predictable, but in the best way possible. And I found this incredibly easy to read. I feel like what happened with the Dream Harbour series is it like peaked at It peaked at the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, kind of meh, Christmas Tree Farm, Strawberry Patch Pancake House. So I've got high hopes for the Gingerbread Bakery, but it's not out yet. So, but at least I'm up to date with this now. I can't believe I read it. Now, last but not least, I read The Love Wager by Lynn Painter. This was my first ever Lynn Painter book, and I really enjoyed it. It made sense. The book flowed. I rated it a solid 3 stars. Again, there was just nothing special about it, but I rated it a solid 3 stars. And I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed Hallie's character, Jack's character. I wasn't quite happy about what was happening between Hallie and Alex and Jack and Alex. I feel like something good could have happened there, but obviously it couldn't have done, or else the story wouldn't have gone the way it went. I do understand why people like Lynn Painter's writing. It was very easy to listen to. The only reason I didn't read it is because I don't have it. So I listened to it, and it was really good, and I did thoroughly enjoy it, and I think it took me like 3 days to read it in total, which kind of just goes to show that it was a good book. But I do always listen to my books on like 1.5 speed. So yeah, that was all the books I read in April. I read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I am reading an 8th book that I plan on getting done before the end of April, because obviously it's not quite the end of April yet. And that is Enchantra. Now I'm currently buddy reading this with Megan. We're both behind our schedule. We should both be reading past chapter 29 today, and I believe Megan is on something like chapter 23 and I'm still on chapter 17. So it's going to be a stretch. It's going to be a stretch, but I believe in us. And we did this when Phantasma came out, so I have no doubt that we'll do this and finish this when we need to. So let's make it 8. Let's say I finished Enchantra. My predictions so far, I'm quite disappointed. It does not have the vibe that Phantasma had. And that was really disappointing, because at the start I thought, oh god, yes, getting back into it, and doesn't feel how I thought it would feel. I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. These were all the books I read in April. Now, this was my entire April TBR that you saw me pick out in this video. You're gonna watch that and think, but you're missing one. Yes, I didn't read Rewitched, simply because I had my cousin come round and we were talking about books, and she told me that it is basically a romance with magic in it, not a magic story with a hint of romance. And I had 2 romances already on here. I just finished Book Lovers and I couldn't do it. So yeah, I think Rewitched is gonna have to stay on the TBR until September, which is fine by me. I'd rather be in the mood to read it than force myself and not enjoy it, which kind of makes sense. Time to pick the May TBR. Okay, now I've changed the angle so that you can see more of the bookcase. Didn't realise it was such a mess. Now these are all my new purchases, and I think we're going back as far as just before Christmas. No, after Christmas. This has got to be all my new purchases this year. The reason I've got these out is because, having gone through all of my books, these are like the summer reads that I would be down to read. There is all of these I've read, all of these I've read, all of these I've read, these I haven't, those I haven't, up, so on, so on, so forth. If I need a book from up there, we can grab it, but I would like to get into my new books. Now, I've just realised we're going to have to remove Lost and Lassoed and Wild and Wrangled although I am dying to read these because I haven't got the second book. That's quite disappointing, actually. We'll put those there for now. I'll put those there. So, just a disclaimer. Basically, Megan and I are reading 2 of our most anticipated reads for this year, and because I'm doing a video on them, I'm not going to tell you what they are, but all I can tell you is I'm almost certain that so many of you out there have already read them. They're big and they're very popular, but I only have the first 2 books, so we're going to be reading the first 2. I'm terrified to read the books, if I'm brutally honest, but me and Megan are reading them together after Enchantra, and so I'm very excited. But what this does mean is that because we have 2 huge books already to read in the month of May, I believe I will only be picking 3 TBR books to read outside of that, just so that I don't feel too pressured, but also so that I give myself something to switch to if I get a little bit bored with reading the same thing or the same series consecutively. So mainly from these, but I do have other books on my bookshelf that we can get to, and I will show you if we do. So 3 TBR books, let's pick the first one. Remember, this is blind. I have no idea what's in here. It's been a while since I've checked, and we're just going to have a look. So, first one. Twin Crowns. It literally says twin... That's covering it, Jess. It literally says Twin Crowns. Where are you? I've lost it already. Are you here somewhere? There you are. Twin Crowns by Catherine Doyle and Catherine Webber. A chunk of a book. What a nightmare. This is 506 pages. I think this is karma coming back around after me not picking up the prompt in the last video that says read a book over 500 pages, and I thought, no, it's my video, I'll do what I like. If you were there for that one. Karma came back. Okay, well, we have Twin Crowns by Catherine Webber and Catherine Doyle. I have been meaning to read this for literally years. I don't want to start another series, but I picked it. So what am I going to do? It does look really good though. Princess Rose Valhart is heir to the throne of Ina. Trained from birth to fear the witches that killed her parents, she will do anything to defend her kingdom. Stolen from the palace at birth, Ren Greenrock is the secret sister no one knows about. She plots to usurp the princess in order to protect the witches of Author who raised her. In the battle for the crown of Ina, where will your allegiances lie? That does sound pretty cool. I believe this is a YA. I kind of hope it's a YA because I don't want anything too world buildy, too contexty. I just want something cute and fun in a fantasy. And I'm excited that it's not massively romancy. I feel like every fantasy I've picked up recently has just shoved romance down my throat. And don't get me wrong, I love a good romantasy and I love a good fantasy romance, but I kind of just want the fantasy right now. So, first book of the TBR is Twin Crowns. We'll put that there. Right, prompt out of the way. Right, we want another one. I feel like maybe we should go 4 now, just in case I don't read that one. Oh, these aren't doing very well, are they? Okay, we've got one. I'm scared. I feel like this is going to be another prompt for an actual book. You're joking. No, I'm not going to cut this, even though you just heard me cough. Twin Crowns. I have to read it. I can't not. I've picked it out twice in a row by complete accident. I'm a massive believer in fate and what's meant to be will be, and everything happens for a reason. And so my little twitchy brain's telling me that there is no way I can't read it. And there's a reason I have to read this, even if it's just because it's a good book. So that was our 4th. Let's pick our 3rd. Okay, let's go. What does this say? Ends with an odd number of pages. That's quite easy because I can literally pick whichever book I fancy, and as long as it ends with an odd number. Does the whole thing have to be odd? Like 357? 299. Contender, Ward D by Frida McFadden. I have been looking forward to reading that and it's quite small. Oh, let's have a look at Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I've been meaning to read this for so long now and I can't believe I haven't. 315. Okay, so another contender, Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. Oh, this is good. Now there are quite a few books on here that I have been meaning to read for so long, but they're big. So let's choose a small one. Let's see if I've got any other small ones up here. I honestly don't think I do. I don't actually. Let's have a look at another one on here. Let's take some of these down. What about the Peanut Butter Murders? I'm not actually fancying that right now. Stolen Air? No, not fancying it. Funny Story I am fancying, but I need to be in the mood for this. Deep End's too big. Spiral's not that bad. 340. 0. Is 0 an odd number? Not going to get into a debate on that one. My math skills are horrendous. Scythe and Sparrow. Bonus chapter. Yes. 0 again. Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter, which I thought was going to be my first Lynn Painter book, but if you'd watched the first half of this video, you know it was not now. 47, 48, 49, 49, 9. Okay, Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter is also a contender. Out of the Woods. Yes, 3:15, so 5. Out of the Wood by Hannah Bonner Young. Oh, and I am really excited about this one. This was the Baby Dragon Cafe by A.T. Qureshi. Hope I've said that right. And I will take the sticker off, I swear. 9, okay, 309. Do you know what? Oh, but I feel like I should read. I'm making a decision, hang on here. So, hear me out. These are the two that I'm going to choose between. Ward D by Frida McFadden, because it was something like £4.50 at Tesco. It's got huge writing, and I just love a quick thriller, right? It's 302 pages. Or we've got The Baby Dragon Cafe by A.T. Qureshi, and this is 304 pages. That's not right at all. 309 pages. Don't tell me that was 302. No, it's 299. What am I on about? This was 299 pages, and this was 309. 299 and 309 pages. We've got a cute fantasy romance, magical realism romance, and we've got a thriller. I'm gonna go for a thriller, okay? I'm gonna go for a thriller simply because I think if I'm reading a lot of... Oh, I can't tell you what the genre is of the books and the series that I'm going to read. Oh, I nearly told you. If I'm going to be reading a lot of a certain genre, then thriller I feel like is definitely a good take a break genre for that. Yeah, okay, right. Second book on the TBR is Ward D by Frida McFadden. I am quite excited about that. We're going to pick another prompt. I'm not happy about that one and it's stressing me out. So, okay. Oh. Left or right? Right. A purple cover. Oh, I've got a few choices for this. Spiral by Balcabra, and we have Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. Just checking we don't have any others. We do have others. We also have The Fiancé Dilemma by Elena Armas, and we also have Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher, which I know this is a while back. I got this for the Christmas just before last and I still haven't read it, but I did really enjoy the Dreamland Billionaire series. So, oh, Belladonna, there you go. So I got Belladonna by Adeline Grace too. Oh, I'm loving this purple stack. Instagram worthy. I think that's it for purple books. This is the cutest stack of books ever, actually. We have Spiral by Balcabra, we have Deep End by Ali Hazelwood, we have The Fiancé Dilemma by Elena Armas, and we have Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher, and lastly we have Belladonna by Adeline Grace. Whew! We have one fantasy, 2 sports romances, a wedding romance, fake dating, and I have no idea what Love Redesigned is, but I think I could read any of these. Belladonna is a fantasy. I don't think I'm ready to read that. I feel like that's going to be quite chunky. So, we're not going with Belladonna. That's one eliminated. The Fiancé Dilemma. I find Elena Armas's writing a little bit of a struggle for me unless I give it my full attention. So, we'll take that one off too. Spiral by Balcabra. This, the predecessor to this, which was Collide. So, I've got a really, really itchy nose. The predecessor to this, which was Collide, I found really good, but it didn't grip me. Listen to the sound of the sprayed edges. Is that just not the most satisfying thing in the world? Spiral is definitely a contender. Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. I feel like I need to be ready for this because I've been told it can get quite spicy. It's a little bit different from her previous works. I think I need to prepare for this. Now, it's between Love Redesigned and Spiral by Balcabra. Now, I think I want to go for Love Redesigned, although it's chunky. I think I've missed my Dreamland Billionaire series a little bit too much, and I think it was this time last year that I finished that series actually, so maybe it's about time we get back into it. Let's call this our third book, Love Redesigned, for our TBR. That's such a cute little stack. Okay, why don't we just call it a day? I have these 3 books on my May TBR. We have Twin Crowns by Catherine Doyle and Catherine Weber. We have Ward D by Frida McFadden, and we have Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher. Now, that doesn't include the 2 books I'll be reading for a video. Okay, these are the books that I will be reading for videos that are incredibly anticipated. I don't want to give anything away other than this. I'm very excited to read them, but that makes our TBR this big, and I've only just read this month in physical books this. So I am definitely stretching it, I'm pushing it. I'm very excited. I feel like I'm definitely picking up my reading pace, definitely getting into books more. So I'm going to gently put these back up without showing you what they are. Okay, we have officially wrapped up April's reading month and we have blindly picked our May TBR. Am I excited? Yes, I am. I just can't believe I picked... You can tell how long I've had these books. Which is the new one? It's the middle one. I just can't believe I picked two chunkers to read on top of the already 2 chunkers I'm reading this month. But I guess I'm pushing myself a little bit, and that's the whole point, is to set goals and reach them. Okay, so I got wonderfully cut off by my own camera overheating. But here we are. We have 3 books on the TBR for May. We have gone through my April wrap up. I'm very proud of myself for the books I read in April, considering I think I just kept the momentum from when I picked the books in the TBR video and just kept that the whole way through the month. And I didn't rush, I didn't race, and I just read them at my own speed, and they were really, really enjoyable. And I'm kind of hoping that that happens this month too. Although the 2 big books I have ready to read for a video are huge, and they might not be huge to other people, but they're huge to me as a slow reader, so it's quite daunting, but I'm up for the challenge because I have wanted to read these books for so long. In saying that, I am hoping that I can get to the other books that I've picked for my TBR, because the more I look at Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher, I realise it is way overdue that I am reading that book, and I really, really am looking forward to reading that. Ward D is just the most quintessentially classic thriller by Frida McFadden, and who doesn't love a classic psychological thriller? Especially by Frida McFadden. And lastly, Twin Crowns has been sat on my bookshelf for a very long time, and I'm obviously meant to read it this month because I pulled it out of the jar twice somehow. So that's that. I mean, I'm very lucky that I actually have the time to read through these books, do these videos, enjoy filming these videos while I work, but I do. So I'm incredibly grateful. I just want to say that I am also absolutely unbelievably grateful for the fact that there are nearly 564 of you, and that is insane to me. That has absolutely blown my little brain, and I just want to say thank you so much to those who subscribe, like, comment every time I post. I know I'm not the most regular poster, I know I'm not the most regular updater, and I just want to say thank you for being there for when I do manage to get to it. So thank you so much. Keep those comments coming from last week's video about what you recommend me to read. We're getting there. I just need to collect a good amount of recommendations first. I have a couple more days until May, and do you know what that means? It means it's time to get a crack on with Enchantress. So without further ado, I'm going to say thank you so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate you all so very much, and I shall see you in next week's video. I have a puppy chewing my fingernails.